In this video, I'm going to show you how to get beautiful waves without any heat. Hello there. Okay, so the first step is to detangle your hair. So I'm just using a spray detangler just to help me, and this is to avoid any stop and starts when you're braiding, because you don't want to keep stopping your braid because you have to get out a big hair knot. So it's nice to just brush all your hair through and get it nice and tangle free. Okay, so the next step is to divide your hair into half, and just put the top half in a rough top bun just to get it out of the way, and the bottom half of your hair you're just going to divide with your fingertips into two sections. Now this can be a rough parting, don't get out your comb to get a nice straight line. We want to avoid straight lines when we're doing this. The next step is to use some wax. My hair texture is quite fluffy and soft, so I like to use some wax on my hair when I'm braiding to keep the braid nice and tight, to avoid lots of flyaways and frizz as much as possible. So you just want to go ahead and start plaiting now. So do the two plaits and the bottom half first, and when you're finished just tie the bottom with a little elastic. Okay, so just go ahead and plait the other side once you've done your first plait. And when you're braiding, just try to make it as tight as possible, and you can reapply wax as you wish. Okay, huge roll the eye facepalm moment as my video stopped recording very inconveniently. So you want to carry on your braids at the top, so divide into two, and you want to make a zigzag parting, not a straight line. So these can be single braids or braids as I've shown you here. It doesn't really matter, but the most important thing is that you use hairspray. So you want to hairspray all over. Hairspray is your best friend when it comes to keeping your plaits intact for the best result in your waves. So just spray all over. So here you can see the braids are quite tight, and you can enjoy your braids. You know, you can tie it at the back, have a new look for a day. If you're planning to go out, you know, make your braids look a little bit reasonable, or you can be funky. It's really up to you. But the main thing is keep them nice and tight, hairspray, and you can sleep or you can wait it out. But I would generally wait, you know, a good couple of hours, but it's just best to leave it overnight. If you have a dodgy bit at the end like me, you just want to use your little elastic and roll it around like near the end, so you've got a little round bubble like this, just so that you don't have a big straight bit of hair at the end just sticking out. So this is the next day, and I actually did go to the beach and roll around on the floor with my baby, etc. So the plaits are looking a little bit fuzzy and rough at the edges. So this is where I would add some oil just to blend in those rough patches with the plait. You could also use wax again, up to you with your hair texture, but I use a little bit of oil just to blend it in and add some shine before I take it out. And I do like to add the product before I take the waves out, just to minimize how much product I put in after the waves, because I don't want to touch them too much. Okay, so the next step obviously is to undo your plaits. So this is the moment of truth. So you want to take out your plaits, and I add a bit of hairspray here, which is a really good idea, especially if you waited the next day to leave your plaits in. So add some hairspray and carefully undo your plaits and let the magic happen. So it's always a good idea to start from the bottom half first. You can obviously start from top to bottom, but it just makes things easier if you do the bottom half of your hair first. You see what you're working with, and then you add the top layer after. So far, so good. waves are looking nice, and yeah, quite bouncy. So I'm just gonna add a load more hairspray at the top here. Especially if you live in a country where it's humid weather like I do, you want to add a lot of hairspray, because one step outside in the heat and the humidity will just fuzz out your hair real quick. So go ahead and use as much as you like. So I am taking my time with this because I'm enjoying letting this magic happen. Oh yeah, those waves look nice. So that's good. I mean, you want to take them out carefully, and you can fluff them about, but just try not to over touch them so they will lose their shape. Okay, so as you can see with the parting, you just need to fluff out that area and enjoy your bounce. So here you have the freedom to style your hair as you like, but earlier I said to do zigzag parting instead of straight, because your hair will tend to fall into the parting shape, so you don't want to have a dead straight line. So to do this, actually to avoid that, you can back comb your hair. But to avoid more damage to your hair, you really don't need to back comb too much, as this hairstyle will give you natural volume and bounce without any heat damage or back comb damage. So here I add a little bit more serum to the wave just to get a little bit more shine, and you can just enjoy. But my gosh, my hair feels so bouncy, and it's so good to have some volume up in my hair. Especially if your hair is quite long, this is really useful just to have some bounce and volume and a nice hairstyle that doesn't take too much effort without any damage. So I really do recommend this hairstyle, and it's perfect just for looking nice and days out, or just wanting to feel like you have nice hair for the day. And actually even the next day the waves might not stay in, depending on your hair and your weather conditions, but your hair will be definitely volumized. And I find it easier for me to do hairstyles such as the bun up or any other ones. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try it out. Thank you.